Just starting out, anecdotally, it feels like there's a big overlap between Marvel fans and Magic fans, but I have to know what else makes this such a good team up.
Well, I think it's the passion. The passion from the teams that get to work on this, that passion translates to the product, and the passion translates to the fandom.
Magic came of age in comic book stores. That's where people got their first hands on cards, so the overlap is there.
How do you manage to make these cards feel like the stories from the comics?
We have extort, shield counters, mind control abilities, teleportation, and flying. All that stuff just comes super naturally to Magic at this point.
When we're talking about bringing Marvel fans into something like Magic, which has this huge history, what do you think these new fans of Magic the Gathering that are coming with all this Marvel knowledge are going to get from this set?
I think Marvel really easily lends itself to doing stuff like that because, you know, there are so many different artifacts, character types. You've got mutants, you've got cosmic heroes, you've got superheroes that have some kind of scientific accident and now they turn green and get super strong. So I think those things work really well together.
This superhero set is so big. Marvel fans really get to play around in their favorite corner of the Marvel universe.
You get to use these superpowers as strategy.
So the Kingpin with Captain America, the shield. The Kingpin wants to have a very high toughness because he convert that into power. The shield gives you a whole bunch of toughness. So just a killer combo that you would not expect out of those characters. Our game, Magic, is a huge sandbox of a game. That's why it's been so enduring and so popular. You can mix and match however you want. And Marvel, you know, is a sandbox property. You want to mix in other characters, you know, you want to put Iron Fist in the Fantastic Four deck, go for it.
There are a lot of legendary artifacts that seem like a good match. How did we end up like pulling all that together?
Very easily. Right, you just go down the list. You have all the Infinity Stones. This set has the Mind Stone, the Cosmic Cube, the 10 Rings, Cap's Shield, Mjolnir. You have some of the most awesome storytelling items, the Civil War arc. These show up as saga cards that step you through the way these stories play out.
And delineating between like heroes and villains. I went up against Fisk, who of course has extort, right? And I hated him for it. And that's how I should feel. But like, how do you make sure that that feeling gets across?
Kang takes an extra turn. No one likes to have people take extra turns against them. A lot of the other villains have, you know, the Serpent Society has Death Touch. It gives you poison counters. You know, these are all things that, you know, players wince when they see across the table from them. Those are great abilities to put on villain cards. And the heroes are usually the ones that are doing the beneficial things for you, buffing their teammates, drawing you extra cards.
We obviously have some fantastic flavor text on these cards.
The team at WotC really take in the artwork and what the card does and writes flavor text that completes the story that they're telling throughout the rest of the card.
Comic books do have these big explosive moments. How does it come down to taking the goods and the bads, putting them into the cards, making sure that you really hurt someone's feelings by reminding them of a very sad moment in the comics by playing a card?
It's the Thanos snap. That's an awful moment that the bad guy wins, because typically with the Marvel stories, it's always a conflict between good and evil, and many times the good guys who are on top. That component, it level sets. Like if you're playing as Thanos as a bad guy, like the fact that you have the ability to do that, that's really special.
And going all the way back to the 60s, right? Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Kirby. They wanted to show, epic stuff, conflict, battles, winners and losers, but there was also humor, there was also touching family moments, you know, it's all stuff that Magic can ingest and figure out the right way to deploy. We have cards that are about gaining life and doing things that are not hurting anyone. We gotta have those moments too.
Thank you all so much for chatting with us. Really, this has been so much fun.